just wanna thank you, Lord.
Sacrifice. It's the reason I'm alive today to tell you this story. I'd not be here if it weren't for the selflessness of 4 incredible people who let go and let God, all for the love of a baby girl.
I realized that I had this beautiful daughter who might or might not be around at this point to meet her biological mother.
I know for me at the time, even though we did talk about you and getting married, it would have been very difficult, I think. And so the adoption thing was, like I say, the best thing for you and for me. And I think probably for Colleen and Francis too, because they got to raise you and they did a very good job.
You wanted information. You felt that there was something, and especially with where you had epilepsy. The thought of wanting to know where that came from, how you contacted that, if it was genetics, well, we all wanted to know.
Before we reconnected, that piece was missing, that it's a piece that's out there. Like you fathered a child that's out there, but you don't know what they're doing, right? You don't know anything about them, but you know they're out there, and you know they exist, they're somewhere.
When I was 6 years old, I died from a tonic-clonic seizure. After the doctors revived me, my mother walked the halls of the pediatric ward, thinking of my birth mother and bargaining with God.
One of the most traumatic experiences in my life was to walk in to the ward at the Children's Hospital and see all these children who were vegetables. So I vowed to God that I would do whatever was possible, not only to keep you alive, but to keep you alive and have a quality of life that I wanted for you, because I vowed that if I didn't do anything else right in life, that was the one thing I was going to give 100% to.
We didn't change as people because we had 2 children with high needs. We just, the same as everybody else would do, I think. We wanted children. We got 2 children, and we were going to bring them up the same as everybody else would. It didn't make any difference.
Oh, your mother was very scared, nervous about meeting me. I was nervous about meeting her too. But, and then when I found out all the troubles that you had,
After being put up for adoption in 1977, my life began to unfold events which would later become serendipitous in nature. Maureen returned to university shortly after my birth, with a broken heart and a constant wondering if her little girl was okay. Down the road, a young couple receives a call from social services that a baby girl is available to join their family. 6 doors down.
I suppose not knowing, I gave you up through the church, kind of, like through that Catholic services, I guess it was at the time. So I kind of knew that you were going to be, put in a good home, but there's still that, not knowing.
In 1996, my parents were faced with the decision of allowing me to undergo neurosurgery in hopes of providing me with a better quality of life. Little did they know then that the end results would heal our lives in more ways than one. Maureen and David fell harder in love over the loss of me and married. 19 years later, I reunited with them, as well as my 3 full siblings.
I always felt a connection to the biological mother in wondering what choice she would make for her child if she were here today and in my shoes, because this was a decision that could actually give you a much better life or give you a life of lesser quality. Because it wasn't just a decision about you or me, it was a decision about this person who gave life to you and loved you enough to give you up. Because I think that, even though I was young and that was in the 70s, I think that it was a very unselfish decision she made to give up a baby that she carried and nourished for 9 months.
We would never stop anyone from wanting to find out, you know, their background in life. And we're all happy for that now because we're all one big happy family.
You just fit right in. It was funny. Everybody was very comfortable, and it was. I don't think that's the norm for adoption.
I remember picking you up that day because there was a big snowstorm. We had to borrow a 4x4 to go to pick you up. And then when you were home with us that night, and we all had our talk around the table, and then when we went to bed, I remember just thinking that this is how it's supposed to be.
This is my refuge, this is my home. As I sit by the water, I think about the day. It sparkles and glistens, my troubles away. Wash them all away. This is where I'm at best, is where I belong.